Hello everyone and welcome back to Chess Programming Game Design with me. So while I was working on the UI and everything, I found that we actually have a glitch in our program, or a bug, whatever you really want to call it. It's to do with our queen, rook and bishop. It's pretty similar. So the way we made our king can't move here list was overcomplicated. So I just simplified it, and because it was overcomplicated, there was an error in it and it didn't work the way we wanted it to. So to make it work the way we wanted to, we basically, first of all, delete anywhere that we make a reference to it, except for when we clear it at the start here. And that involves, I'm zooming in and out so that I can see more clearly. So that involves commenting this out the first time we make it as a copy of our valid moves. That involves commenting this out or deleting this. All of this can just be deleted. Deleting that. Also this, because, well, we don't need these two variables now because we do it in a different way. I will show you how we do it, but we don't need these two variables if we're not working with the king can't move here list in the way that we have been. We don't need those two variables. For a similar reason that we don't need these two variables, we don't need this if else if chain. And so how we do fix it though is by doing the following. So at the very end of our check valid moves algorithm, or method, or whatever you want to call it, I think that the proper name is method, you add a for each loop that goes through your valid moves, which are now correct. All of them are the correct valid moves, and you just make a copy of them inside of your king can't move here list. Once you've done that, the only moves that are going to be left over for where the king cannot move are the ones which are the blockers for the valid moves, if you will. So where the piece attacking meets the another piece. And so to do that, we basically just append the location of that piece to wherever, to our king can't move here list. And so we check that first of all it's not null, because if we append it and it is null, it's still going to be appended to the list as a null object, because you can have a null object in a list. So you have to make sure that you have done this. And you do that for all four sides, because this is the bishop. So you do it for the check up right, check up left, check down right, check down left. Notice it's an if. We have no else ifs or elses, because otherwise if you put an if, else if and else, then the else ifs and elses are going to be missed out. Only one of them is going to be entered, obviously. So once you have this, let's move on to the rook. In the rook is a similar story. We remove our references of king can't move here, except for the king can't move here dot clear the start. The easiest way to do this is to select king can't move here, Control F, or Control C, Control F, and then Control V here, whichever way you prefer. And then you scroll down. You can notice where everywhere that you can find a reference to it is in the orange, and you can delete this or comment it out. We have already commented this out previously because we didn't want it to be there, but you do need to comment this out, and these two variables, similarly to why we commented out the two variables in our bishop, as well as this, again for similar reasons. And then, again, at the end of our check valid moves list, or array, actually I should say, it is an array in C#, you add the following code, the same way we did in the bishop. For each, again, we're going through valid moves, we add each of them, so we make a copy and then we add on a few other things. Actually, I should probably do this addition outside of the loop, because, well, if I do it inside of the loop, it makes my code inefficient. So let's do that, let's fix that. I just realized. There we go. And the same thing with the bishop. Don't want that kind of inefficiency, because, well, I can easily fix that. There we go. And there are fireworks outside, so if you hear that, please excuse the noise. I have no idea why though. Okay, now moving on to the queen. Again, similar story with the queen. You can control F, king can't move here, remove any reference to it, such as that, this over here, this. There are a few more references inside of the queen compared to the rook and the bishop, but you should be able to easily find them. Then you also remove these 4 variables. So the way we know that we need to remove these variables is because, well, this compiler is quite smart, or this IDE is quite smart, and it realizes, well, you're not actually using these variables anywhere, so why do you need them? So it underlines them with a green wiggly line, and well, I realized that because we're removing king can't move here, we can just delete them. Again, we have this chunk of code as well, which we can delete. And again, we have this for each loop, which we can remove these from the loop itself, which makes a copy of valid moves. We make a copy of the valid moves inside of king can't move here, and then we append these new variables into it. And now we are done with the queen. So what this fixes is, well, when I was checking for stalemate, oh, the scale. That happens for some reason. So the way our code worked, if the queen came here, for some reason this position would count as black in check, and well, that's not correct. So somehow this position was added in the king can't move here list, and well, that's incorrect. So we don't want that to happen. And to do that, well, you do what I just did, as I showed you. So I know this is a shorter video. In the next video we will hopefully continue on with the user interface, the visual or graphical user interface, the GUI, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I thought that I would cover this just in case you guys were having errors with my game. So until then, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a like, share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Until next time, thanks so much for watching and goodbye.